Pure magic. I feel like
there's the Intern, or what is it? What is the movie called where they're like, it's Instagram, but it's not Instagram.
Yes.
It's on the line, right?
Hey, Busra.
So sorry.
Hi guys, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you joining us from, Busra?
I'm in Glasgow right now.
Glasgow, sunny Glasgow.
Yeah, it is sunny. Interestingly, today.
Wow.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've not seen daylight here yet, so I'm not sure if it's sunny here either. But you're going to be talking about your introduction, getting started, how you got involved in the Umbraco community.
Yes, and also how I got into the documentation creators team, and what we are doing with the documentation creators team.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. I was telling Floor this morning that that there's a bit of history about your first experience with the Umbraco community.
Yeah, you're gonna hear that. Yeah.
Involving some.
You're going to tell us about it.
Fine.
I mean,
well, yeah.
I was impressed.
We'll let you tell us all about that. Cool. And also, you've just started a new job.
I did, indeed.
Congratulations. So.
Thank you.
This is you're working with Umbraco still, and
Yes.
You've joined the team at Yellowfin.
Yes, that's true. And I'm still working with Umbraco. I'm also an intern with Umbraco documentation creators team. And at Yellowfin, we are doing loads of Umbraco, 7 and 8, with T-commerce and Vendor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Sounds like you're a very busy person. So maybe we should just let you tell us all about your journey then, and we can talk to you a bit more afterwards.
Okay, cool. So I am hoping you're seeing me and my presentation.
Yes.
yes.
Cool. So yes, as you said, I am Busra. I am an ASP.NET developer at Yellowfin Digital Agency, which is based in Blackpool. I am now in Glasgow, sometimes in Turkey. Been wandering around a lot lately. I'll be telling 3 main topics today to get to the point of what we are actually doing with the documentation creators team. I'm going to start with how I got to the community. At my previous workplace, I was working with different versions of Umbraco. And I just love to work with Umbraco from the day I started. Press stop. Is it good? Go. Couldn't be sure. Sorry. So at my previous workplace, I was working with different versions of Umbraco already, and I just love to work with Umbraco from the day I started. I dived into researching something one day, can't quite remember what was it, but I saw there are meetups in Scotland. So I decided to go to Glasgow Umbraco user group meetup last year in October. It was really productive meeting for me. I met awesome people there, learned a lot of stuff related to tech in Umbraco world. The very next day, Carol, the organizer, asked me if I was interested to go to UK Fest in November. Then Carol introduced me to Callum, and I got a ticket. After my conversation with my manager, who's really passionate about Umbraco, supported me to go. So I went to UK Fest. It was really an eye-opening experience for me. From start to finish, it was really super informative, friendly, and definitely wasn't a cult. Still not a cult. No. We're really against that word. Yeah. As almost all of you know, there was a chili challenge, as you mentioned, Callum, at the end of the talks. So Neil was answering the question related to Umbraco within the code of conduct, if you could eat chili sauce vegan nuggets. 5 different sauces, 500,000 Scoville units, 5 seconds, 700,000 Scoville units to 7 seconds, something mysterious for 10 seconds, 1 million Scoville units for 12 seconds, and 1.3 million Scoville units for 15 seconds. I was having fun, enjoying watching people suffer. Then Imran and Emma Burstow encouraged me to go up to the stage with a question to ask Niels. When will the stacked content be released for Umbraco version 8? So I need to give the backstory. I'm not native, I'm Turkish. I needed some time to ask my question. And because I was absolutely ignorant about all of the chili sauces in the world, all I know is just a bit Mexican chilies, just really mild ones. I can say extremely mild ones, maybe even not hot. So I went with the one that would give me the longest time, 15 seconds, 1.3 million Scoville units. I hope you're gonna see the video right now from my slides. Thanks, Ravi, by the way. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. I was really stupid. At the end of my question, I was absolutely crying. I did ask the question, though. Then Lotte ran my help to give me some cake and milk, my lifesaver. The interesting bit in here was Niels couldn't answer my question. Niels had to eat the chili sauce nuggets. And then Niels left the stage. So that was it. The next day, there were some Twitter mentions between me and Niels. And then he invited me to be his Cold Garden Bingo special guest for this year. But high five, Corona sucks, right? After that, Callum and Martin invited me Umbraco Coffee. Carol asked me to do a talk at Glasgow Umbraco user group. Script asked me to write an article. I had published a package. They made really, really great connection within the HQ and the community. So like, what a great way to get started with the Umbraco community, isn't it? How I become an intern at documentation team. So one day I was chatting with Sebastian from HQ. He was telling me how amazing it was to work for Umbraco. And I told him that it's becoming my dream job for working for Umbraco HQ as well. He told me that would be really great if my name would be circulated in the company and send me the link for Sophie's post for the internship. I literally jumped to the opportunity and applied for it. Imagine this, like I'll be working with an HQ created team with super skilled community members, Sophie, who is from HQ, Jevon, Mark, Damian, and I was going to learn an awful lot how to Umbraco. I mean, I couldn't find the verb to explain doing Umbraco, so using Umbraco as a verb serves the purpose for me. A couple of weeks after that, I had an email from Sophie saying that I got the internship role. Me and Sophie, who's the other intern, which is super kind, an amazing lady from Bristol and Jive Digital, we're going to start our internship soon, and it was an absolute buzz. But I can't skip this part. There was a question about cheese in the application. For those who applied for the Curator internship, they would know this. It was asking for my favorite cheese, and I answered saying like, I was really offended by this question. Every cheese is my favorite cheese. I mean, what are you talking about? A couple of weeks after the news of my internship, I got a parcel from Cheese Society. It came to my workplace. I was surprised and shocked, and I questioned myself if I ordered something. I can't quite remember even if I ordered something. Then when I opened the box, I got a letter from HQ with a cheese block. And that was really an appreciated gesture and quite a shock, absolutely. Within a week, we were all set up, GitHub accounts, permissions for Umbraco projects itself. Slack channel of Umbraco project, Umbraco again, not not for the community, but for the company. And then the first meeting with Jevon to prepare us for how to do and everything. So I'm asking, are you jelly enough? Is it enough? Before how I get started with the getting started, now the documentation creator teams. For 6 months, first 6 months, we were all within the corona mess and lockdown period. We had bi-weekly meetings with the team and worked a little bit, but it wasn't enough. I helped as much as I could to review the PRs code-wise and improve, merge them on the GitHub whenever needed. In June, by the time it was June, we started working on getting started section rewrite and reorganize. We have workshops. I mean, Mark didn't like the name. We called it workshops. And thus, the British community in Alexei Israel has a sketch which includes the phrase, anyone who uses the term workshop doesn't work light engineering. Our workshops are to know what to do and how to do so. The main idea of reorganizing the getting started section of documentation of Umbraco coming from a couple of years back, where the first Devops team had the retreat before Cold Garden 2018. The photos Sophie shared with us gave us the idea of what we should focus on. These photos were a little bit, I mean, you see them. You see them, right? Intern Sophie did a great job reading and understanding them in a short period of time. We started working. The idea is defining who might use Umbraco, because getting started means Umbraco might mean installing it locally, starting it from Umbraco cloud, pulling down the source code, logging into edit content, understanding server requirements, creating document times, etc. Current documentation has evolved over the time, organically, and takes the strategy of throwing everything at once at everybody. Look at this diagram. It makes no coherent sense. It doesn't even fit on my slides. And this animation is so accurate of how it makes people getting started section feel. That's what we are asking people new to Umbraco to digest when they are quickly getting started. Is it friendly? The idea, therefore, is to think of getting started from the perspective of the different personas. Who are these personas? We had long enough talks to actually define the personas and still work on them. Developer, editor, project manager, DevOps. And these break down further to, for example, front-end developer, site implementer, .NET developer. In order to explain these personas, can get started with Umbraco, we are asking these questions. Who is this Umbraco? Who's this persona? Any requirements needed? List of tasks bullet points, expectations. We also keep in mind what's the goal. What are they likely to be wanting to know if they click getting started section? Editors aren't going to need to know how to subscribe to events, right? Tasks to achieve. What are you trying to do and then how to do it? Documentation for it. You say, are you a DevOps person? Then you organize that. It's not binary. Task then becomes to define groups of tasks. Yeah. Okay, so the task then becomes to define groupings of tasks and then measure this against each persona. Can the grouping of a title throw off enough scent to entice the persona to the getting started route that has them in mind? So what we have so far, managing a project with Umbraco, editing websites with Umbraco, creating websites with Umbraco, developing with Umbraco, extending Umbraco's back office, hosting an Umbraco infrastructure, and where can I get help? Yes, help, because if you come to the documentation to get started, none of these titles help. Where do you go next? We are planning to reorganize getting started along these lines, but it's a never-ending task. Each of these titles will likely to have their own landing page and their own jumping off points into the reference implementation sections of the documentation. It's not a one-to-many relationship, but to many. So creating websites with Umbraco and developing with Umbraco will both probably have a link to getting started with Umbraco document types article. This is the getting started point from a more radical overhaul of the documentations and its structure. We are applying a sticking plaster over the current getting started section because it's super important for people who are new to Umbraco. First impressions are lasting impressions, right? So this was my story of how I got started. If you got started recently, use getting started. We would really love to hear from your experience and how that first contact from the documentation can continue to be improved. And thank you. That's me.
Fantastic. And Busra, I'm sorry again for the chili challenge, but it seems like that was a fantastic way to get started in the Umbraco community, and what a year you've had through.
We don't have anything like that planned for later.
No, we have no chilies here today, thankfully.
Good. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Like.
Be so sure Niels is there as well. So.
Oh, you never know, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
I mean, so Callum, we talked earlier today about Hacktoberfest. I mean, it's October, so. Oh.
The floor's muted.
Am I muted? That's like the best rookie mistake ever. Better? You can hear me now. That's great. Well, I mean, that's all I'm asking for. So we were talking about Hacktoberfest earlier today, and we wanted to ask you maybe like for this October month, like what are some of the things that could be, well, relatively easy fixes for people to just get into the documentation and improve for other folks?
Perfect question. Sophie, our HQ member, already had a post for it in our blog post, so I'm going to send that link to you and then we can publish it.
Yes, let's put that in the chat.
For documentations and everything, it's all there.
That
Fantastic.
Is excellent. If we can have that in the chat, that would be amazing.
Yeah, and it's something that's been a noticeable improvement every single, like year on year with the documentation actually. Hacktoberfest, a lot of documentation pull requests come in, but also having this documentation curators team working like dedicated basically on making sure that the docs are great. A big criticism of Umbraco several years ago was that the docs were poor. Or average, but they are getting better every single day, and it's great to see that the community can get involved in that, and as you have, literally only in your first year you're helping make a big difference to the project. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be just me or the interns or the documentation team. Everyone can contribute. We have PR sections, we have issues that you can actually check in, and if you have any idea or if you can do anything, just go for it.
Absolutely, that's great. I mean, so many communities don't even have a dedicated documentation team, right? So this is an amazing thing I've learned today.
Thank you.
All right, I encourage you to go and join us in the chat because there's a lot of people that really like your talk and are applauding your talk. So definitely go and connect with them. The blog post has already been shared.
Yep.
Like, it's amazing. We don't have.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's so little we have to do anymore. Like we can just have a conversation with you, so that's really nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Busra, maybe because we've got a few minutes, what are you excited about for the next 12 months in the Umbraco community? Obviously, you've been immersed for 12 months now. What's in it for the next 12? What are you excited about?
Oh, well, I'm hoping that we will get to a point where we actually implement and almost finish the new section of getting started for the team I'm talking about. And also with the community, I'm hoping that this corona just goes away and we can actually meet with people in the festivals and the meetups. Yeah.
Denny was saying in the chat during your talk that he really misses the in-person events, and much like Denny, I went to 30 odd events a year previously, and this year this is my third event only. So it's a real blow to the system when I can't be traveling and interacting with new people all the time. And I totally can see why, maybe from a new person's point of view, getting started with Umbraco right now, it might be a bit weird because you don't get a sense of the true community until you've interacted with people one-on-one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I am so thankful for the Chile story. I was a bit petrified also, but also like really thankful because it gives me a little bit of an insight of what your community looks like, and I think that's really nice. And that's probably what Denny was referring to as well, is that he's missing this so much that you can't do these things anymore. I don't know, not for me. I don't miss the traveling as such per se, but I do miss the connecting with people for sure.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a nice experience, but it opened up really great stuff for me. I mean, that Chile challenge.
Yeah. Painful start, but smooth sailing.
Yeah, it was.
Since.
It was painful. Exactly.
I'm so sorry.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Busra. This was
Thanks,
a great talk,
Thanks,
and it was great to chat.